Right guys, back with video number 2. Right, now I said in the last video I was going to talk a little bit about negative automatic thoughts. So I suppose first of all I better explain what they are. So let's imagine that you're driving your car or you're on your way to school or whatever it is. Yeah. Now let's take the car example. You're changing gear. You know, you're stopping at traffic lights, you're going around roundabouts. You're not really thinking specifically about that, are you? I mean, you're probably thinking about something else, like what's going to happen when I get home from dinner, or that was a really bad day at work, or oh my God, tomorrow's going to be so terrible, or whatever it is that's in your head at that point in time. You're not really thinking about what it is that you're actually doing at that moment in time. Now, the thing with negative automatic thoughts is they are very similar to that. They're the type of thing that is kind of going on in the back of your mind all the time. They're ticking away, and they're kind of like an instruction manual for how your life is going to be living out, and also how you're feeling about something. But some of the time, for many of us, we're not even aware that they're actually there. So we're feeling a sense of, dread or anxiety or nervous or whatever, and we don't really know what it is that's the process that's going on in the back of our head. The same as when we're driving to work in the morning, we're not saying, well, I'm at 18 miles an hour now, so I should be in gear 2, and now I'm going to go into gear 3, and now I'm going to look in the mirror, and now I'm going to put my hands on the steering wheel, and now I'm going to... We're not. So really, I suppose one of the best things that we can do is to start learning about what is going on in our head and how we're going to do that. Now, for many people, that's very difficult. You can't sort of just sit down and be still with nothing on, and no iPhone, no tablet, no Xbox, no PlayStation, no books, no TV, nothing. You just sit in a room with yourself, by yourself, and try and start to concentrate on something. Very difficult, which is why things like iPhones and iPads are attached to most people these days, because you need something to keep yourself occupied. So here's the challenge, right? This is a challenge for you guys. I want you to try and do this. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be sitting in a chair with your eyes closed or anything like that. This is more about learning to focus on one thing. So you could use a candle, you could use a screw that's in a photo, which is what's on my wall up there. You could use anything that you want to do, but try and avoid something like a TV program, because then your mind's just going to wander off to whatever. Now, when you do this, try and catch where your mind's going. So I know for myself, for example, I'd probably sit, one of the things I used to do is I used to sit in the bath, put a little tea lighter candle on the side, and then I'd make myself kind of focus on that flame. Always on the flame, always on that flame. Oh my God, what am I going to do tomorrow? Oh my God, this was terrible. Oh, I can't believe I said that to that person the other week. What do they think of me now? Oh my God. And then before I know it, I end up feeling like shit. So the idea is to then know every time your mind goes off, no, back to the flame, back to the flame, back to the flame, or back to the screw, whatever it is that you're looking at, it doesn't really matter what it is. And start getting an idea about where your mind is going, what is going on in it. Because a lot of the time, as I said, the way that you feel is going to be kind of directed by what it is that's going on in your head. So the more you do this, the more you practice this, even if you find it really difficult at first, that in itself shows how the climate in your head has become, because you find it difficult to just sit and be. What would you have been like 100 years ago when there weren't an iPhone? Do you know what I mean? Or there weren't a laptop for you to be sort of into, if you know what I mean. So that's a real challenge for a lot of us, is to actually be able to sit and be with our thoughts and start looking at the nature of them. What flavour do these thoughts have? Are they worries? Are they fears? Are they nasty, sort of dark, intrusive thoughts about fears or things that we kind of hope we never end up being, or it's be so bad if I was that, or you know what I mean? I've worked with people over the years, and I'll disclose information about my own life as well. I've had some terrible sort of stages through life where I've had intrusive thoughts and things like that, and they really do cripple you. And that is exactly the type of thing that I want to try and help people with, is that, because a lot of the time when we say we're depressed or we're anxious or we're nervous or whatever, it's because of what we're saying to ourselves, and I can't stress that enough. Because really we need to be the conductor of our own orchestra, rather than letting someone else play the tune, or someone in the past has told us that this is how the tune's got to be and we're going to continue to play it that way. Because actually, no, we can choose whatever tune we want, because some of us don't even like the fucking music that's going around in our head. So we need to learn how to change it. We need to learn how to take control of what is happening in our heads, and then make sure that every time something comes in that we don't appreciate or we don't like, we push it back. Now, a lot of the time this will come from others as well, because you might be at work or at school or whatever, and someone else will say something and you get the old classic, they make me feel this or they make me feel that. Well, no, mate, That's not the truth, all right? The truth is you feel that around that person and you don't have to. Now, it's very different if someone steps on your toe and pushes you, you're going to feel angry. Like, fair enough, you know. But a lot of the time, we put ourselves into situations and then we regret what we've done and then we try to blame it on whatever. Like, well, that wouldn't have happened if they hadn't done that, or that wouldn't have happened if she hadn't said that to me, or if he didn't do that, I wouldn't feel like this. No. You need to start stepping back from that and having a little look at what is going on in your head about those things and then manage them yourself, because it's your responsibility how you feel, not somebody else's. And that's where a lot of us lose control. We lose power over who we are, what we're doing with ourselves, because we lose that emphasis on the fact that we are responsible for how we feel. So have a go at this. Have a little think about what is going on in my head. You know, if I'm feeling down or I'm feeling blue or I'm worried about something, like, what am I thinking about it? And as the Dalai Lama once said, you know, which, you know, great quote really, is if there is something that you can do about a situation, there's no need to worry, because there's something you can do. And if there isn't anything you can do about a situation, there's no need to worry, because there isn't anything you can do. See ya.